Welcome to the Rowdy.com Big Three for today, Monday, July 5th, the day after the fireworks and 2 days
after the firecracker.
Exactly.
Exactly.
I'm Buzz Cutler. To my right, your left, is one Buck Fever. And let's start actually with Friday night's goings on. We don't normally spend a lot of time talking about nationwide races at Rowdy, but I think the victory of Dale Earnhardt Jr. in the number 3 Wrangler car was auspicious enough that we need to give it some attention.
Pretty phenomenal. You know, Dale Earnhardt Jr. running the 3 for what he says is the absolute God's gospel dead last time. And if that's the case, it's pretty amazing, pretty iconic that he actually wins in the 3.
Yeah, and ironic, too, considering that the car looked stronger than his Cup car. And, of course, the 3 in the nationwide race was set up by Junior Motorsports and crew chief by Tony Uri Jr. The 88 of Hendrick Motorsports looked significantly slower than the number 3 of Junior Motorsports. Now, I don't want to read too much into one race, but it was just interesting.
You're just trying to stir up the pot, stir a little butter.
Here's what I do hope, and I wrote a blog about this over the weekend at Rowdy.com. I hope that this event, this victory by Dale Earnhardt Jr. brings some closure to the Earnhardt Nation, to the Junior Nation, and they can all just breathe a sigh of relief, lay to rest some demons, and move forward.
You know, the thing that drives me crazy about this is I want to see Junior in the 3 more often, but given that he just said he was never going to do it again, and given that he actually won in the 3, I have to say, okay, right. I mean, if you're going to end it right.
Look, you think he has pressure on him as Dale Earnhardt Jr. Just imagine the level of pressure that he has when he gets behind the wheel of the 3, and he basically acknowledged that. I mean, because you had Teresa Earnhardt, you had Richard Childress, you had Uri Sr. and Jr., you had Kelly Earnhardt-Elledge, you had Dale Earnhardt Jr. also invested in this event. I mean, the pressure must have just been amazing, and the fact that he was able to ride it to victory lane is just incredible in the face of all that pressure.
Issue 2, Kevin Harvick.
Kevin Harvick wins his 2nd plate race of the season.
Pretty amazing. He's a great little plate track racer. As we said on the podcast, he did get lucky. This was Clint Bowyer's race to win. We had the late caution and with, a football field to go. But Kevin Harvick put his car where it needed to be.
Yeah, I'm not so sure it was as lucky as you want to say. I mean, Kevin Harvick was there in the end. It was he and Clint Bowyer battling for the win. And yes, Bowyer had some bad luck, but Harvick had made his own luck, I think, throughout that race. But the thing is, as good as Kevin Harvick has been all season, he hasn't been getting the wins on a diverse grouping of tracks. Yes, he's got 2 wins on plate races, but to be able to win a championship in the Chase era, you got to win on the 1.5 miles. You got to win on some short tracks. And I think as Kevin Harvick, acknowledged, this was a very important win for him in terms of his Chase hopes. But he's got to string together some more victories on more different types of tracks if he wants to win a championship.
If last year's Chase is any evidence, being Mr. Consistency does not actually win you the championship. Wins are going to win you the championship.
Speaking of Mr. Consistency, let's talk about Kasey Kahne as issue number 3. Finished 2nd at Daytona on Saturday night. That's his 3rd top 5 performance in the past 4 races.
Where is he in the points?
Well, he moved up, I think, 4 positions in the points, but the problem is he did not decrease the gap between he and Carl Edwards in 12th. He is 154 points out of the top 12.
I want him to get in there, but I just don't see it happening. I just don't see it. I think he's got to have a lot of good luck. A lot of good luck, and Mark Martin needs to start dwindling down. Carl Edwards needs to start dwindling down.
Well, Mark Martin has dwindled down. He's out of the top 12.
I know.
The problem is Kasey Kahne couldn't afford that gimme at New Hampshire, right? As strong as he's been of late, that gimme at New Hampshire, he just is not in a position to be able to absorb a poor finish. I think the fact that he is turning his season around bodes well for Richard Petty Motorsports, bodes well for the Fords, and is a testament to his professionalism. I'm just not sure if he has enough time to put together a chase run at this point.
My question is, where is he going to race next year? We don't know yet.
I don't know. I mean, it's just so weird. It's just such a weird situation.
It really is.
Will he stay with Richard Petty Motorsports? Well, they'll have to void the contract with
Rick Hendrick. They would have to void the contract.
Which just
he's going to race for Tony Stewart. Come on.
I don't know, man. I'm not as confident in that as you
Get up on the wheel for Tony Stewart.
I don't know. I have no idea. It's just such a weird, anomalous situation. Anyway, speaking of weird and anomalous, I'm Buzz Cutler. That's Buck Fever. You've been watching the Rowdy.com Big Three. come on over to rowdy.com if you haven't already. Perhaps you're watching this very video at rowdy.com now, but write yourself a blog, post yourself a photo, let us know you're there.
Rowdy.com. Say it like it is.
Say what like it is?
Rowdy.com.